Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this LPL LCK 4-game slate on Saturday, April 18th. Before I get started, if you can like, subscribe, comment at the end of the video if you have any questions. I've been having some pretty good continued success on cash. GPP still waiting to take down that big one. I've been able to make money back on that, but hopefully today we could change that up. But I'll just run through my cash picks and then my GPP picks, and we'll see how that goes. So for teams, just running off the teams, you got your favorites, which is Vici Gaming over V5. V5 is the worst team ever, it seems like. Fun Plus Phoenix versus Rogue Warriors, which should be a good match. And then RNG versus Suning, and KT Rolster over Damwon Gaming. They're kind of a toss-up right now, but I could see that matchup going either way. They both have some pretty good players on each side of that game. Early on for cash, I'm really just looking at Vici Gaming and Fun Plus Phoenix, because the other two games is where I'm really looking at for GPPs. Like, Suning can upset RNG. RNG has not been that good lately. They've been favorites about 3 times over the last 4 or 5 games, and they've lost all of them, which is just absurd. They've lost people money, I'm pretty sure. So they have not been performing as well as they were like a couple weeks before that when they were on that 4-match win streak. So they've been struggling lately. And Suning is not a slouch team. They don't have that many wins on paper, but they have some pretty good carries on their team with Angel and Young Fang. But also with KT Rolster and Damwon, same thing with Damwon. They are underdogs, but they have some pretty good carries on their team as well. So it's not like they just came off of a victory over Vici Gaming as well. They don't have the best players, but they can pull off some upsets, and they could take it to 3 games. And in my opinion, KT doesn't have that many amazing players either. It's just aiming on that team that really usually continuously performs well. They were playing well last week versus Gen G. Talking about KT, which they actually had the game in their hands and they just threw it away. One bad play just gave the game back to Gen G. But that's how League of Legends is. Usually the better teams, like more experienced and better teams, usually play better as the game goes longer, just because they have a lot more success in team fights is usually what it ends up going like. But let's just to get started, it's going to be a quicker video. Up top lane, you got LangX and Cube, 2 of the favorites on the slate. I don't really like RNG too much today. I can see them winning, but I'd rather just play safer for cash, specifically with Vici Gaming and FPX. When you got Gimgoon at 6.2k, which is just absurd, on a huge favorite as well, I'd rather just play him. I feel much more confident in their team over the last couple weeks as well, and over the season. So I'd rather just play Gimgoon at 6.2. Went out and dropped 104 fantasy points in the 2-0 sweep last time out. So I do really like Gimgoon and Cube in cash. And then obviously if you're looking for GPPs, if you are playing DWG, I do like Nuguri. Nuguri's pretty good when they're winning. When they're 2-0, he's practically getting you over 80 fantasy points a game. So I do like him. And then whoever starts over in Suning should be between Bin and Biu, which it should be Bin. Biu hasn't started since the 2nd of this month, so it should be Bin that starts. So I do like him as well if you're going to be going that way. Not really a big fan of Sohwan for KT. Then junglers, you got Tion up top at 7k. Kind of showed what he used to do this last time out. Got you 90 fantasy points. He was really good last year. They won Worlds last year. FPX did. So same exact team too. So they have that potential to go off. And last game he really showed out. So I did like him in that last game. I do like him today as well. And then Ikes for Vici Gaming, I do like him as well. If you want to dig a little deeper, you got XLB for RNG and Bono for the 2 other favorites on the team. Bono's a guy I would play if I am playing KT for sure. And then for DWG, Cannon's alright. I'm not too fan. If you're looking to save money, I could see you going that way. But then DoNB, probably the 2nd highest upside on the slate. Really good player, really good mid laner. He's practically their best player between him and LWX. But I think DoNB's a little better. He's been showing out since last season as well. But then you got Forge For Avicii Gaming, it's probably the other mid laner I would want to go with if I'm not going with Do and B, unless you could fit them both in the cash lineup, which I highly doubt, but I do like them both. You got Showmaker for DWG. When they're winning, he's usually over 85 fantasy points. So 12.2 assists, 7.10 kills per match. It's good. And then the main guy I want to talk about for GPPs is Angel. 100 plus point upside. In victory, he just pops off usually. 10.7 kills per match, 15.1 assists. So I do really like him. Then you got your 80 carries, LWX, like I mentioned, for FPX. Betty for RNG if you're going that way. iBoy for Avicii Gaming with 8.3 kills, 13.7 assists at 7.8k. It's not bad. And then, like I told you, all the toss-ups. I mean, you got Betty, or you're going to go Hyung Fang, or Aiming, or Ghost. Ghost has been playing really well lately, ever since they moved him into the starting lineup. Aiming's been pretty good all season, practically. And victories is when you really notice how good he plays. And then Hyung Fang, super high upside. Him and Angel, you want to pair them up if you're going to be playing them in GPPs for sure. Which I think a lot of the crowd will go that way just because they are a really good team. Not a really good team, but they can perform. When they win, they are really good. They look really good. It's just they have some mishaps when they lose, throwing games and all that stuff. Then you got Crisp for FPX, 6K. Can't go wrong with him. Leads the slate in assists, 25.4 assists per match. Ming if you're going that way. Hang if you're playing the cash, in my opinion. Avicii Gaming. Two-Scene for KT, I like him. Burial, if you're going to be going to DWG stack, I do like him. Solid player. Solid cheap player at 5K. And then Sword Art, second highest assist on the slate, 23.5. So he's someone I would want to pair up with Angel and Hyung Fang at the mid lane if you are going to be paying them. And then that way you can spend up for like FPX. You can probably pair them up together. But like I mentioned, teams, Avicii Gaming, Fun Plus, and Cash, I like them. I can see, the arguments for RNG and KT as well. I'd rather just play safer with those two guys. And then GPPs kind of just probably stack up Fun Plus Phoenix with one of these other teams down here between Damwon or Suning or KT for sure. But thank you.